Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the St. Louis Blues Relocation franchise here on Madden 25. In the last episode, we had the playoffs, and we, spoiler alert, won the championship. That is right, we are Super Bowl champions, and we are going to lose a lot of the guys that got us there. That's just the way that it goes. When you're paying a lot of expensive contracts, you are paying those contracts to eventually win a championship. We've done that part, and now a lot of those expensive contracts have come due, and we have to either pay them again or send them on their merry way. And unfortunately, for a lot of the guys, it's going to be the latter. So, in this video is the off season. We're going to go through everything, re-signing or not re-signing players, maybe trading players, the free agency portion if we're even going to have any money to sign anybody, and then obviously the NFL draft. So stick around, enjoy it, and let's get into it. Hit that like button if you go and enjoy, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's do this. It is time for the off season. We are right here where we left off, and I know it's been a while since we had one of these videos. Actually, this was the last video that I uploaded before I got the sickness. Well, I think I even had the beginning of being sick while I was recording this video, but we are back, and it all comes full circle. Let's take a look at the season recap just to kind of refresh our memory. We beat the Minnesota Vikings 21-17 in the Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence gets a championship, or an MVP at least. We are two-time champions now because I think we're back-to-back. Yes, we are back-to-back Super Bowl champions, beating the Packers in year one, or the first year, and then the Vikings. So the NFC North is not our friend right now. We are, we're not making them happy. We're beating them. But that's two-time Super Bowl MVP Trevor Lawrence you're talking to. And we are ready to go. I'm not going to simulate to the actual re-sign people, re-sign players week. I'm going to start the motion right now. We have negative $8.9 million, which is very, very interesting because Sam Laporta's here. We'll just straight up accept the option on LaMichael Dotson because that's a guarantee. We have Roquan Smith, Denzel Ward, Paris Johnson Jr., Tyler Nubin, a lot of good players that I want to bring back. And we can't do that with the negative amount of money that we have. So, what we're going to do is trade people. And we can trade people because if we go to the trade center, we have negative $8 million in the trade or in the cap room, which means if we trade like Roquan Smith, who's making a cap hit of $33.3 million, that gives us positive cap room in order to trade. So, let's move some people around. We can send Roquan Smith to the Bengals for Amarius Mims, which might not be that bad of a deal. I don't really want Ed Oliver, even though we could get a first round pick plus Ed Oliver. That might not be as bad of an option as I think it would. That first round pick could be pretty useful. And I think we're in, oh no, we're in 2028. Okay. I was going to say, I think we're in 2029, but we're in 2028. Terry and Arnold, though, that could be our replacement for Denzel Ward. And then maybe we trade Denzel Ward. Ooh, Lionel Warner, who is 26 as well. And then Devin Witherspoon is 27. There's a couple of good corners in here. We might not need to get a corner for Denzel. I was thinking we probably had to. But we can probably send Denzel to a different team. A wide receiver, Zach Osgood, and a second round pick this year. 85 overall superstar development's not the worst thing in the world. It seems like, ooh, that's 2030 though. But Xavier Legette might be fun to get. Jared Verse is cool. JSN. A superstar right tackle who's 23. So Denzel's going to be able to get us some good stuff. Let me take a look at our depth. I need to see what kind of stuff we're working with here. So obviously we have Trevor. At running back, we have Blake Corum. At wide receiver, we have Amon-Ra. We have LaMichael Dotson. We have Brian Thomas. And then that's really about it. I mean, Quentin Johnston's been fine for us. So adding another wide receiver probably isn't the worst thing in the world to have four really, really awesome wide receivers, but it's not like the biggest of needs for us. Tight end, we're either going to franchise tag Sam Laporta or we're going to just, if we free up enough money, we're going to just re-sign him. Paris Johnson Jr. at left tackle. At guard, we don't really have anything. We probably, I think Khalil Lofton actually might be starting. These two guys might be starting at both guard spots. I can't remember. But having a true good left guard might be pretty awesome. And then a right tackle. Okay, so the offensive line is more of a need than the defensive line is, I think. Although replacing Tyree Wilson, who I think is up for a new contract, is also an interesting choice. Hmm. Because if we trade Roquan Smith for another corner, we'd have to get another middle linebacker for Roquan to fill in, or to fill in for Roquan. But I could also move Tommy Eichenberg or Sanborn or somebody to middle linebacker, I guess. But I probably would want just an actual middle linebacker. So we have some options to trade for. I obviously would probably prefer a first round pick as well. So trading for Denzel, or trading away Denzel, we can get a first round pick in 2030 along with, who was it? At 2029 we can get one, but I don't really want that guy. Mm, Xavier Legette, Xavier Legette, and a first round pick in 2030 from Carolina. Do I really care about that much? I don't think so. Getting Jared Verse would be pretty sick. I don't know how big of a contract he has or if he's up for a new contract. And then getting Lawrence Atkins would probably excuse me, would probably be the second option because he's a superstar at right tackle. He's already a high overall than Anton Harrison. That's probably a good choice. It's probably between Jared Verse and this Lawrence Atkins dude, and I think he's on his rookie contract, I would assume. Let me counter offer the Jared Verse and see how many more years he has left. Because Jared Verse would be a fun player to have. I would probably just move him to defensive end and switch him with Tyree Wilson. Contract, he's got 1 year left, so we'd have to pay him, which is a problem. So I don't think that's the right idea. I don't think that's the right idea. I think the best option is to trade for this guy, Lawrence Atkins, because I'm assuming he's still on his rookie deal. He's only 23. I wouldn't see how he's any further. Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal. I think this is probably the best option, but it seems like we're not getting enough. I know we're getting a great young player, but I feel like the draft pick capital is not enough for Denzel. Maybe we can squeeze out a second round pick this year. Maybe that's something. Let's try that. Okay, that's declined, but we should be able to bring in a second round pick if we toss in somebody else with them. Who do they want? They need a left outside linebacker. I don't have many of those, but I have more right outside linebackers. I can give them I could give them Tommy Potter. I don't know if I want to though. D tackle. We have Mason Smith, Tyler Davis, Tavondre Sweat. We have a lot of expiring contracts on the D line. I didn't realize that. I guess I can give them Tyler Davis. That probably should push this across. So if we're able to get Lawrence Atkins in a second round pick this year, okay, that gets it done. So that's our new right tackle figured out. I like that a whole heck of a lot. Um, does that mean we can trade Anton Harrison? I mean, probably, but it'd probably be better if we kept him. Oh, I don't have the auto generate. Let me turn the auto generate lineup on really quickly. Is it in franchise settings? I think it might be. Let's figure this out. Auto reorder depth chart on. Okay. So for some reason you have to have that on for it to work because of the weird glitch that they added. And I say yes, they added it because they're stupid. So Denzel Ward's now gone. We don't have to pay him anymore, even though I do like him. But now we have to probably get a corner or a middle linebacker or no, wait, what? What am I saying? We probably have to get a corner for Denzel now. Or for Roquan. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so Atkins now starts at right tackle. Yeah, I was right. Okay, Lofton is playing at the guard spot. So we need a new middle linebacker. We need two middle linebackers because we're going to trade Roquan, unfortunately. And do I like the four corners that we have? I mean, I do like them. Maybe we don't need another corner. Maybe we're good there. We definitely need to get some more middle linebackers, that's for sure. Because Roquan's going to get traded. Roquan is going to get traded. What else do we have to work with here? We're going to franchise tag Sam Laporta because I don't think we're going to have enough money. Roquan's going to get traded. We got to find a way to bring back Paris Johnson Jr., unfortunately. I don't think that's going to be possible if I can't bring back Sam Laporta. Tyler Nubin, Kool-Aid McKinstry. There's a lot of guys, a lot of depth here that I don't want to get rid of, but we just might have to. That just might have to be what it is. Oops, that's not the right thing I want to do. Don't know. I can't. No, I don't want to go to that. I want to go to the player cards. What I want to go to. So let's trade away Roquan Smith. We need to get a big haul for Roquan Smith. It needs to be something big. We can get a wide receiver and a first round pick. The Terrion Honor one is still intriguing to me. There's some good corners on here, but I like the corners that we have. They just don't have like superstar development or anything. I think I might have to make my own trade for this. Might have to make my own trade. So we need to get preferably two middle linebackers in this trade. I don't know how we're going to do that. It's going to be pretty tricky. I guess we don't have to because we could probably trade somebody else for another middle linebacker. So if we get one middle linebacker out of it, that'd probably be really useful. We could go for Nick Bolton. I'm a big fan of Nick Bolton. I'm a big Nick Bolton guy. Or we could go younger. Fred Warner, Bobby Okereke. How old's Bobby? He's 32. Hey, Bobby. Trevin Wallace. Edgerrin Cooper turned into an X Factor. That's interesting. He's 26 and he's got 5 years left. That might not be bad at all. That might be the way to go. We might not be able to get as much back if we were to go for somebody a little bit lower overall. But I mean, Edgerrin Cooper's 26 years old and he's already an X Factor. And he's got 5 years on his contract. He must have just re-signed something. So if we could somehow pull Edgerrin Cooper along with maybe a draft pick or something else, because they don't really have another middle linebacker that I want. I mean, Hunter Samuel's normal overall. They don't really have a pass rusher that I want. What's their offensive line look like? They've got a young guard. They've got a decent center. Garrett Quincy. He's probably better than the center that we have, but he needs a new contract. That'd probably just be a waste, right? Maybe we could toss Jordan Morgan, but he's also needs a new contract. So there's just a lot of guys. I don't want to trade for guys that we have to pay because then we probably we won't be able to pay them. So maybe I just go for a draft pick. We already were able to pick up an extra second round pick this year. Maybe I'm able to pick up the 22nd overall pick and something else. Let me toss in Jordan Morgan, see what happens. Oh no, we can't because that's too much money. It's already too much money because we're negative 1.63, so we have to toss in something extra. Probably because of that draft pick, I would think. What else do I want to toss in here? Maybe one of the D tackles. I think there was one of them that we needed. Mason Smith, maybe. Is that enough? I feel like we're getting a little fleeced out of that. Maybe toss in a second round pick next year, or maybe even a first round pick. I don't know. I don't know how much value they have in Edgerrin Cooper and how much value they have in Roquan Smith. So we'll test out this deal and see what happens. Okay, we're into the yellow. That's good to know. That's good to know. So I think it is possible to come away with multiple draft picks. We just kind of have to have that balance. We're still in the yellow, so it's not going to be possible to bring in two first rounders. But what about a first this year and a two next year? Gets us into the lime green. I could go for a two in a couple of years. That's still in the lime green. So what's this deal then? Okay, so we're into the highlighter green. We're going to need to add something on our end. Add something on our end. I guess I could go all the way down to like 2030 and add a third round pick. That gets it closer. How about we go to 2029 and add a fourth round pick? Ooh, that's close. This year I could add a fifth round pick. I just keep going lower rounds. Trade decline. Maybe it's going to take another four. Two fours. Oh, that's. Wait, what'd that say? Unfortunately, we can't consider the offer. It will put us over the salary cap. They must not be able to take. They must not be able to take the cap hit from somebody, even though it says they have 17 million. They must not be able to take the cap hit of something. So I guess I could toss in another player, maybe. It doesn't have to be anybody good. Just toss me another player that's like cheap, kind of. How about this guard? Oh, now I'm over the salary cap. That's right. I can only take somebody for 100K. I don't think I can do that. Is there anybody on your roster getting paid 100K? This guy's getting paid 390. It's not that much. And then I toss in somebody else. I guess this just isn't gonna work, is it? It's gonna be back and forth. It's gonna be back and forth. It's not gonna work, is it? Yeah, unfortunately, we put us over the salary cap. So maybe I just take it all out and try Roquan Smith for edge. Maybe I don't have to get anything extra. But now I'm negative money. Hmm. This is a little bit tricky. Trade decline, unfortunately. So the Packers still can't take on the money, even though they have 17.7 million. I don't know why that's a problem. Maybe I have to do one of the. Maybe I just have to do one of these trades. But they're not giving me middle linebackers is the problem. I want a middle linebacker. I guess I'm gonna have to get a middle linebacker from another trade. What if I put Edgerrin Cooper here? What kind of trades do they want? They just want draft picks. So if I gave them a bunch of draft picks, I could acquire Edgerrin Cooper. But I don't want to do that. Hmm. This is trickier than I thought. This is definitely trickier than I thought. So, I mean, the obvious answer is to get this first round pick from 2029 and get Ed Oliver. I guess we could flip Ed Oliver if we have to. He's just not going to be as valuable. That's a very valuable 2030 pick. I don't know if the Commanders are going to be that bad in 2030, but that's a pretty valuable pick right now, at least. What is Ed Oliver's contract? He's got 2 years remaining. Would this even go through? Oops, I didn't mean to back out all the way. Would this trade even let me go through, or would it be too negative of money? Of too much negative money? I guess we can try it and see what happens. No, due to the salary cap, this offer cannot be accepted. So why would you even offer me the offer if it can't be accepted? So it looks like we're gonna have to go for somebody that's on like a rookie deal or something, like probably Zach Osgood. I would assume he's on a rookie deal. Does this work? No, that can't be accepted because of the salary cap. What about Terry Arnold? No, that can't be accepted. Jair can't be accepted. So I just can't trade Roquan Smith. Is that what I'm seeing here? None of these, none of these offers. Oh, I can accept this Bengals offer. We can get Cordell Davis, a second, and a bunch of other stuff. I can't do the Broncos. I can't do the Browns. Can't I can do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't want Graham Barton though, or maybe I do. We need a center, a better center. Okay, so we could either do him or we could do the wide receiver. But like I said, wide receiver is not like the biggest need in the world. I can't do Garrett Wilson. I can do the Panthers deal, but I'm not going to do that. I can do the Raiders deal. Not really going to do that. So there's only a few options I can do for Roquan Smith. I probably should do this one. We don't really need the wide receiver. We have three wide receivers that are good enough. So I should probably do the center. So let's do it. This is one of the trades we can accept. Roquan Smith now becomes a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and we pull a decent center. I know we have Tom Aiken, but at least now we have a very average or a very good center. So I'll take that. Paris Johnson Jr., I think, is the next guy that we need to trade. There's no trade packages because we have negative 16 million now. Is that the last trade I'm going to be able to make, unfortunately? I think that might be the last trade I can make. Because now I'm negative like 18 million. Barton will be needed next year. We already tried Paris Johnson. And nobody else here is going to be making enough to get over the cap, except for maybe Sam Laporta. Hmm. This isn't, we're not in a good spot now that we traded away our big dog. Can't do that deal. Can't do that deal. Nope. 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 We can't accept any of these trade offers because of the salary cap. No, none of the trade offers we can do because of the salary cap. So Sam Laporte is probably off the table for trading. We'll have to franchise tag him again. But Paris Johnson Jr., I really don't want to just straight up lose. That would be upsetting. Losing him straight up is very not good. There's no trade packages for him. Maybe I can trade him for a first round pick and then get a tackle in the draft, I guess. The Broncos have pick 5. Can I trade this? Can I trade Paris Johnson for pick 5? And for a first round, can I get 2 first round picks for Paris Johnson Jr.? Is that possible? No, that would put me over the salary cap. What about just 1 first round pick? No, I can't trade him for a first round pick. Oh, I think we might just be losing Paris Johnson Jr. for nothing. Oh, we're going to be losing a lot of people for nothing. Hmm. I don't think I can fix this. I don't think I can fix this. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna franchise franchise tag Sam Laporta, but I want to have Paris Johnson as an option. The franchise tag is going to be 19 million for Laporta. The franchise tag is going to be 26 for Paris Johnson Jr. So we're going to lose everybody. We're also going to lose Anton Harrison. So it's a good thing, I guess, that I got that other right tackle. So many people are going to be gone here. We're going to have no depth, but that's what happens. We're paying Trevor Lawrence like 40 something million dollars, and we're paying Amon a lot of money too. We got 2 championships out of it. I'm going to choose Sam Laporta. Might not be the smartest idea, but that's what I chose. And we are going to move on to free agency. So, man, that was a rough one. I mean, at least we got something for a couple of players. We got something for Denzel Ward. We got something for Roquan Smith. But we are now not the same team. That's for sure. So, our offensive line looks a little bit rough. Adding in Barton is nice, but he's going to need a contract this upcoming season. Adding in Atkins is really nice. Then we've got no left tackle now. I guess I can maybe move Aiken to left tackle, possibly. And then on the defense, I mean, it's just god awful now. We have no depth. We need a strong safety. We need defensive line. We need 2 linebackers. Sanborn can probably move to one of them just to play. I think I might just make him a linebacker, a middle linebacker. And at that point, then we'll just need depth. We'll need a second middle linebacker. But at least he'll be able to play instead of being a backup. So he goes to middle linebacker. Yeah, we're in a rough spot. We need a safety for sure. We need another corner. We need defensive line. We need a linebacker. We need a left tackle. We need a lot of stuff. We need a lot of stuff. And free agency can't help us because we don't have any money. So former St. Louis Blue Jalen Ramsey's here. Jalen Carter's here. Oh, this is a cool free agent class. I don't see Paris. Oh, I was gonna say I don't see Paris Johnson Jr., but he's right there. This is a good free agency class. I'd love to have some money to spend on some of these players, but unfortunately, we don't have that. So we can advance a couple of days, and we can see where some of our former players have moved to. It looked like Jalen Carter signed with the Dolphins, if I saw that right. Yeah, he signed with the Dolphins. And Jalen Ramsey, I think that's the Falcons. No, it's the Cardinals. Jalen Ramsey signs with the Cardinals. Where did Paris Johnson Jr. sign? I don't know. Free agency recap. What do we got here? So Ramsey signs with the Cardinals. Carter goes to the Dolphins. Paris Johnson Jr. signed with the Bengals. Jenkins is a Falcon. Tyler Nubin signs with the Texans. All right, so it's annoying. It is that we had to let those guys go, especially since they're so talented. But that's just what it is. The way that our money situation worked out and who we're paying. So we have defensive end as our focus, and it looks like there's not many good defensive ends. There's no top five talents. Not ideal. Not ideal, I'd say. The number one player is a D tackle, then a quarterback, and another quarterback. And another quarter. There's a lot of quarterbacks here, but there's a couple left tackles. We might need to focus on these guys. Might need to focus on these guys. So we'll put a couple left tackles in there, and we need to go to middle linebacker and find another, or maybe a safety. We probably need safety more than middle linebacker. So let's find one of those guys. Those will be our 3 private workouts. Hopefully they end up being good enough to draft. I don't even know if we're going to be in position to draft those guys, if I'm being honest. It's a good thing we got 2 Super Bowls out of this team before it blew up in our faces. All right, so mock draft number 5. The left tackle is actually going to go number 1. He's not that good, though. The other left tackle is round 1 to 2. There's no top 5 talents that I've scouted so far, which is kind of weird. There's the safety. He is round 1 to 2. Where's our draft pick? Is it at the end here? Because we won the Super Bowl, right? We only have the 1. Yeah, we only have pick 32. Luckily, this draft class doesn't seem to be that good. So we might not be missing out on anything. We might not be missing out on anything, but that also hurts us because we need a lot of players. All right, here we are at the draft. Okay, so I don't think we're going to trade up because I just don't think that there's anybody that good in this class. I think this class might just be kind of buns. We might just have to see who's available at pick 32 and then ride it out. So let's skip to next user pick and see what's available. See what's available. So there's a quarterback, a couple of quarterbacks that must have got scouted and are not. Actually, all of these guys are quarterbacks. They're not very good, it looks like. We could bring in a tight end, but probably not in the first round. We either need to bring in a left tackle or a safety. Those are probably the 2 positions we need the most, because D end, there's just not many good players, right? I mean, there's this guy, Andrew Gutierrez, who's around 1 to 2, but in the first round, that's probably not the right idea. This guy, Percy Good, he's got B hit power, B man coverage. He's not very fast. I think this is just a bad draft class. I think this might just be a bad draft class. Morris Huff. He's not the best athlete in the world. He's got A pass block and A pass block finesse, a possibility of A in awareness and pass block power. Do I take him or do I take the safety? I mean, I don't really know. There's no other right tackle that's first round gradable. There's a couple of guards. It's either we take the old 23-year-old safety or we take the 21-year-old left tackle and we run the risk. I don't think either of them are going to be very good. Let's take the left tackle since we need that probably pretty bad. He's number 89 in true value. Yeah, he has hidden dev, but I don't think he's going to be very good. But at least he has hidden dev. That's something at least. And we have a pretty good pick here in the 3rd round thanks to it was the Denzel Ward trade, I think, right? So let's see what we got. We're here in the 2nd round. There's a couple of players. There's some guards. There's this center who's around 1 to 2 guy, but he's around 2 to 3 actual talent. Maybe he's versatile. Maybe he can. How big is he? He's 6'4", 303, so he can probably play a little tackle if we need him to. Maybe he's a higher overall than the tackle we actually drafted. And his name is Eddie Guerrero. I didn't even realize that. One of my favorites of all time in the wrestling world. Love Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace to the big dog. It's probably either him or the old defensive end. Unless this dude, Rashard Buckner, is better. I highly doubt that. I mean, he doesn't look good at all, really. I think I might just take this center. I might take Eddie Guerrero, baby, for the name alone. And at least he's going to be a little more versatile. 6'4", 303. He's number 79 in true value. He has a dev. All right. 2 offensive line picks. Definitely needed those. And now we don't pick again until 32 or 64, I guess. So let's see what's on the board for us now. All the quarterbacks got taken. There's Percy Good, who I saw, or who we looked at. Those defensive ends are gone now. We probably got to get one of these safeties. CJ Thurston, 5'10", 4.5 speed. C block shed. We don't know his hit power is going to be bad. Is Percy Good a little bit better than that? He's old, 23. But he's a little bit slower, but at least we know his pursuit's decent. His man coverage is decent. I think Percy Good's probably the pick here. Let's take him. We need a safety so that Cooper DeJean doesn't have to play safety. He's number 52 in true value. He has a hidden dev. That's something. It's not a great pick. He's probably going to be a super low overall, but at least he is a dev trait player. Has a chance of developing. All right, so we've gotten some offensive line depth. We've gotten a safety. We need to get either a defensive end or a middle linebacker now. All of the middle linebackers are day 3, although we're in the 3rd round. And all the defensive ends are true talent day 3. Okay. That is annoying. There's a left outside linebacker, Jace Holiday. He's a speed rusher. He's got elite speed at 4.5 speed. He's definitely a pass rusher because he cannot cover it all. B pursuit, A injury. His finesse moves are going to be bad. He's probably a bad player, but he's a round 3 to 4 true talent guy. Normal dev, he's roster filler at that point. We'll just have to move somebody else to middle linebacker too, I guess. That's probably what's going to have to happen. But now we're into the 4th round, and it looks like it's going to have to be a defensive end. But there's no defensive ends that are good, are they? This guy's at least a day 3. Joey Pierman. His strength is poor. That's never a good sign, but he's got 8 power moves. How do you have 8 power moves if your strength is poor? You got 8 tackling. His block shedding is an F. I don't think I can draft somebody with an F block shed. D tackle, they're all day 3. What about Jalen Dockett? He's not good. Oh, we are in a pickle, aren't we? We are in a little bit of a pickle. 4.7 speed, B power moves, B pursuit, another F block shot. I just can't draft a guy that has F block shot. That's not what I can't do that. This guy's poor all the way. Oh, that guy sucks. How do you even make it to the draft? Hugh Willis, 6'5". He's got poor speed. Ugh, I can't draft that either. Yeah, I don't think I can take any left end. Joey Pierman might have to be the guy, and I think he's the one that has F block shed, right? And he's got the poor strength. I can't take Joey Pierman. I can't do that. I might have to take Jalen Dockett and his meatball head. He's solid all the way around. He's just not good. I'll take him. He's not a good player by any means. He's horrible, actually. He's actually kind of horrible. I think I might just let the CPU handle. You never know if they're gonna pick up a dev trait player that I missed. But at least we filled a lot of our needs. They might not be good players, but they fill the roster holes. So we end up with a 71 overall at left tackle, a 72 center, a 73 safety. Jace Holiday was a miss. I knew that. Then we got Jalen Dockett. They took a quarterback, Chad Irons. Okay. Derek Smith, wide receiver, and then a bunch of other bums. All right. I don't think this draft class was very good at all. There was 180 overall linebacker, but I wasn't in position to get him because I only had one first-round pick. And then everybody else is like a 77, 78. Yeah, this draft class just was not good, and it wasn't good for the positions that we needed. That's for sure. which is unfortunate. But that's the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. That cookie do be crumbling. So we will see what this roster looks like. I don't think it's a Super Bowl roster anymore. Maybe it's a playoff roster if we get some good simulation. So we're gonna have Huff start at left tackle because we don't have any other choice. All right, I mean, offense doesn't look horrible. Doesn't look great. It doesn't look horrible. Linebackers where we're gonna struggle, and defensive lines where we're gonna struggle. Maybe Schwartz comes out and has a solid season. I doubt it. Can I turn Tommy Potter into a middle linebacker? What does he turn to as a middle linebacker? He becomes, where's he at? He becomes a 67 at middle line. Okay, so he's not a middle linebacker. Noted. I was gonna say I tried to find him. He is not a middle linebacker. He is an edge rusher. Good to know. Good to know. Do we have anybody else that can move? Probably not. I don't think Holiday is going to be any better than Dixon at middle linebacker. So, unfortunately, it looks like we might just have to ride with Dixon at middle linebacker. And yeah, this is what happens when you spend money on a lot of different players to win a championship. Well, luckily, we won 2 championships, but that's what happens. So that's going to be it for the off-season episode. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Next episode will be the first half of the next season, which means like weeks 1 through I think like week 10 or something like that. So that's going to be the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.